Hey folks, Dr. Mike here for Renaissance Periodization, and today's video is about reasons you may not want to copy a pro bodybuilder, or the jacked guy at your gym can be a stand-in, because there could be some interesting confounding factors that won't get you exactly as jacked as that person doing whatever it is they're doing. So here's kind of the situation. You see a pro on Instagram, on video, in your gym, in your bedroom. Ooh, hello, sir, ma'am. Or just somebody really jacked that you're like, wow, I'd love to look like that, doing something. Let's say in this instance, just as an example, it's they're turning their palms in on cable flies at the top, like palms in. Okay. You are tempted to conclude, as I am tempted to conclude, that that's how he got that big, and I'm going to do that shit and get big just like him. And then someone's like, hey, why do you put your palms in like that on cable flies? Why are you putting in and up? You're like, man, look, I saw a pro doing it and he was huge. You're like, oh, damn. And then your buddy's doing it and everyone's doing it. Okay. That may actually be the case. The pro may be onto something really interesting and voila, you're doing it and then you're onto some good stuff. Maybe. But consider a few things. Here they are. First, the only thing proven by the observation of this pro doing this technique in a special way is that someone can do this thing and have success at the same time, right? It's unlikely that you'll see a pro doing heroin and meth at the same time and lying under an LA overpass for 3 days on end and be like, wow, that guy's jacked the way he's passed out on this overpass. I'm trying to start doing meth and heroin and pass out on overpasses. Clearly that's growing your pecs. Nobody's doing that. But we know that people who do this with their cable flies are also jacked. We don't know for sure that that's causing the jackedness, right? Why don't we know that that's causing jackedness? And obviously, for those of you who know some formal statistics and probabilistic reasoning, you know it's just a logical fallacy to conclude that because this thing correlates, it's also a cause. But we can give you more counterexamples just to fill the brain with good, easy ways to understand, oh, wow, this could have totally nothing to do with it. Because when you see a pro in real life and you watch him do the weird exercise and you watch the pec striations go and it shits out to here, it's tough to not be like, man, fuck that. That has nothing to do with it. You just want to be like, why am I not doing that? I should be copying everything this man is doing, even if I get some stuff wrong. But hold on a second. First, it could be something less optimal, but the pro is doing it to manage injury. I have done lifting that looks a little weird on occasion. I no longer arch or retract for bench pressing much, even though you should be doing that. Because I have weird old pec injuries that means if I flare my shoulders out more, they get less irritated. I'm literally doing it in a suboptimal way because I've been hurt before. You know, the pro might be like, man, I get a much better pec contraction if I keep my palms down and not put them in like this. But like, my shit is just too fucked up, man. I have 3 surgeries here, 5 here. And if I do this, it takes the tension off. I don't get as good of a workout, but it is what it is. Remember, you never talked to this person. You just saw him do it. This applies to all social media, TikTok, Instagram, fuck, swipe, swipe, fuck. And every other platform, there's no rationale when you look at the caption. It's like sponsored by Dildo Labs. And you're like, oh, that doesn't explain anything. So that's it. Like you're just going off of what you see. They could be hurt and doing something purposefully less optimal to just not hurt the area anymore. It's not growing more muscle. It's growing less. Next thing, it could work well for that person's anthropometry, the way their body is designed, but not work well for you. You could try it and be like, I don't know, feels like shit. Maybe they have longer arms. Maybe they have shorter arms. Maybe they have wider pecs. Maybe their pecs insert in a way yours don't. And that exercise variation works really well for them. But for you, it either is neutral or backwards, where it actually works worse for you. And there's tons and tons of ways in which this happens. But remember, you're not that pro. And that means that you may not be able to just get a direct transfer like that. Third thing is it could just be one of the many ways to get the same results, right? That specific technique may make no overall notable difference in muscle size. So even if you talk to the pro, if they're relatively intelligent, be like, dude, why do you do up like this with your shit? He could be like, yeah, it's just something I use every now and again for variation. And they're like, this is what makes you big, right? And they're like, no, I don't. I think doing it this way or this way is going to make you equivalently big. If you're tired of doing it this way, that way, you might just want to do something new. I don't think this is the thing that gets you big. I actually have one of my buddies, he used to troll people who said, like, the way you get a big bench press is rear delts. And the best way to train rear delts is like do band pull aparts. He'd be like, oh, I gotcha. How much do I have to band pull apart to bench 600 pounds? And they're like, well, there's no answer to that question. He's like, that's right. Because that is a very wrong way to look at benching. There's no amount of rear delts is going to get you to push 600 pounds. You actually just need big chest, shoulder, triceps. So the thing you think may be the thing, like, oh, he does it this way, that's why he's jacked. Like, no, it's just another way of moving up and down. Like a pro could have a wide stance on a hack squat or a narrow stance, or his feet could be pointed out or forward. And you'd be like, that's what it is. That's how you get big quads. You actually talk to them, or you talk to a sports scientist and they're like, it's just the up and down of the quads and your stance matters almost not at all. Guys, remember that the direct literature, as limited as it is, shows that leg press stance width basically makes no difference for how much quad hypertrophy or stimulus you get in the short term. Probably hits your adductors more if you go wider, but really if you get the same knee bend, the quads kind of do the same work. So you don't want to like invest your time into doing this quirky bullshit if it just gives you the same results. At the very least, you want to be kind of aware on an intellectual level that like this isn't the thing that's going to get you ultra jacked. Because it would suck to be like, oh my God, this fucking thing, I'm going to do this for a couple weeks. I'm just going to be fucking shredded and jacked. I'm finally asked that one girl I've loved for forever. And a couple weeks later, you're like, hey, fuck, I look the same. What the fuck is going on? Well, you should have known that maybe it could just make you the same and no real difference there. Another thing is it could be worse for results. So point number 4 or D here is this could be suboptimal. It could fuck your joints more. It could cause less muscle activation. It could allow for less intense peak contraction. And maybe if he keeps his palms up the whole time, less stretch. And the only reason that he's jacked and a pro and he's doing it is just because he's getting big in spite of it. He's a fucking monster with insane genetics and an insane amount of drug use for 15 years straight. Motherfucker, you're going to be big, bro. And none of the fucking that shit, that doesn't matter because maybe some of that's worse and you still do it. Like, does this happen? Yes. Go Instagram any pros training videos and they're going to be doing some dumb shit every now and again. And that, like you're like, okay, I don't know much about training, but I know that's half of the range of motion. It's at the top end, way too much weight and he's sitting back instead of down. How's this even training his quads? Well, if you have unreal genetics, anytime you bend your knees at all, your legs grow, then you're fucking Gucci. And you don't want to be learning that from somebody. So it could actually be making you worse. But in a world where he altered and stopped doing this and started doing this, he could have bigger pecs himself. And then you're like, oh shit, why the fuck did I follow that guy? I remember there was a distinct thing where, which Lillibridge was it? I think Eric Lillibridge, one of the best powerlifters of all time. He was squatting only high bar position in powerlifting. And he was squatting damn near the world record high bar. And he was like, yep, that's how I do it. He didn't really say much about it. And then a bunch of nut huggers were like, oh man, fuck low bar stupid. Look at Eric. He's fucking squatting high bar. He doesn't need you fucking idiots. Low bar doesn't, it's just stupid IPF rules bullshit. You can get just a strong high bar. Look at him. And then over some period of time, he moved the bar down slowly but surely. He actually did this very, very well. And then he started squatting low bar. And after a few months, he started repeatedly breaking his own world record in the squat. It's like all the people that were like, see, it works for him were like, it doesn't work for him. This other thing worked for him. And now I feel so stupid for promoting it to myself as far as I'm concerned. So that could definitely be the thing. Lots of problems here. Lastly, it could be entirely absurd reasons that the pro is doing that. And if they simply told you, you'd be like, oh my God, I feel so stupid. Here's one. You see the pro doing this and you come up to him and you're like, why are you doing this? And he's like, yo, real talk. The lighting in this gym makes my fucking inner pecs look so sweet. And you see those cross striations, I just love it. I was doing it like this and like, but a couple sets like this, I love that fucking look, bro. And you're like, okay, purely vanity. He's like, yeah, that's why we're in the gym, to have fun. I know that all these grips don't matter. So I do the one that makes my pecs look cooler. And you're like, fuck. I thought this was the reason that your chest was big. And he's like, no, man, are you kidding me? And then you feel so stupid for doing it. So I'll save you all the stupidity. You don't have to feel so stupid. Just don't copy people and just leave it there. Learn how shit actually works. Stay tuned to our channel. Hit that subscribe button. Follow some other many sharp people in the fitness industry. Learn the principles. Learn how training works. Listen to your own body. And over time, you can take insights from people and inputs from pros. A lot of times they know their shit. And you can filter for, this is probably stupid. Or, I don't know. I'll try it, but I won't have super high hopes. Or, ooh, that's definitely a great idea. I can't believe I haven't thought of that. I'm going to take that shit and integrate it. Right? But you need to know stuff. You can't just copy people. It's not good enough. The ultimate example of this, let's see if we can get demonetized on this shit. Yes, Johnny Sins, adult film star, can do a standing 69, right? Where the girl's thing here and her shit's down there and he's standing up and boom. But if you ever actually try that shit, no commentist if I have tried that shit before, you will realize that it is uncomfortable for everyone. Your quads start to burn and cramp, and no one actually likes doing a standing 69. And you think about it and you're like, oh yeah, he's a porn star. He's doing this for the camera because motherfuckers get bored at jacking their shit to just regular shit. In reality, actually pleasurable sex for you and your partner, or in my case, for me and old Betsy here, he's my girl. Easy, Sally. Don't get jealous, right? Actual sex should be comfortable, like sitting, reclining, lying down. And to be completely honest, even that's too much work. Sex is hard. Fuck sex. Don't have it. Read religious scripture and be a good person. And I'll see you guys next time.